16th matchup of the year between the Cleveland Indians and the Minnesota Twins. So far, the Twins have the edge, 8 wins to 7. Great pitching matchup this afternoon. Jose Barrios going for the Minnesota Twins, and the two-time Cy Young Award winner Corey Kluber going for the Indians. And it is a beautiful day at Progressive Field. Glad you're with us for Twins baseball. Dick Bramer along with Bert Blyleven. Now, sometimes these pitching matchups don't develop the way we think, but in anticipation of Kluber versus Barrios, we're really excited to get this game started. Both pitchers are pitching well, and both seem to pitch well in this ballpark.
And both these pitchers are facing their opponents for the third time this year. And for Corey Kluber, this guy, two-time Cy Young Award winner, he won it last year, got a nasty slider, excellent control. He doesn't walk anybody. 8-3 here at Progressive Field. Very good earned run average. He's going to be tough to beat, so you have to be on the top of your game against a pitcher like Kluber. And for the Twins, it will be Jose Barrios. He's making his third start against the Indians. His first start here at Progressive Field, where he's pitched very well. One of those previous starts in 2016. Last year he pitched well here. And then, of course, he'd also pitched in Puerto Rico, where he's imagining he's in Puerto Rico against the Indians.
Final game of the 4-game series, and for more on our series finale, let's go down to Audra Martin.
Well, guys, today is a matchup that comes at a good time for the Twins. Earlier today, Paul Molitor talked about how he feels really good about how his team has responded this season following tough losses like last night. On top of that, he says this team tends to play their best against really tough opponents. Well, that's a combination that should bode well for this team as they take on Corey Kluber with their own ace on the mound. It's a matchup that has him anticipating a very good battle against two top pitchers who will likely go toe-to-toe in today's finale.
I'm excited to see him throw. I know Jose's going to go out there and be a bulldog and do what he always does. And young guy against a veteran guy, two all-stars, and I can see Jose winning Cy Youngs and that type of thing in his future. So I think it's going to be really cool to see. You
do have days that maybe jump out at a little bit more when you get a matchup like today. But yeah, the game will unfold how it unfolds, but you got two very high-end starting pitchers going at it. You know that it's going to be a tough day to score, and I'm sure for Jose, he realizes it's a day to bring your best.
Coming up, it was only a matter of time before Miguel Sano found his home run power again. Dick Bramer and Bert Blyleven take a look at last night's payoff for the Twin Slugger.
digital world. By Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine for the everyday competitor in all of us. And by Northland Ford. Visit buyfordnow.com and your local Northland Ford dealer today. On a day that looks like it'll be dominated by the starting pitchers, the Twins hope to get a big hit from the middle of their lineup. They've gotten several from Miguel Sano, who's done really well over his last 9 games. Paraphrasing Paul Molitor this morning, he said that Miguel seems to be reacting to breaking pitches much better in the hopes that eventually he'll start reacting to the fastball. Instead of trying to pull the fastball and being fooled by the breaking pitches, he's doing a much better job sitting on breaking balls and doing some damage as he did last night. We'll see whether he can do any damage here this afternoon in the series finale. It'll be Berrios against Kluber when we come back. Facing the 2-time Cy Young Award winner Corey Kluber as mound opponent. And of course Berrios is a Cy Young wannabe and might actually win the Cy Young Award at some point in his developing career. And Paul Molitor has seen his team do very well, particularly here in Cleveland against the Indians. Played the Indians much better here than they have at Target Field. The Menards batting order has a different look to it. Logan Forsythe in the leadoff spot. Joe Mauer starting the ball game on the bench. Eddie Rosario batting second. Jorge Polanco, Miguel Sano, Max Kepler, A-Ray Adrianza, Jake Cave, Johnny Field getting his first start for the Twins, and then Bobby Wilson.
And today's starting pitcher stats are brought to you by Home Furniture, and that is Corey Kluber, 32 years old in his 8th season with the Indians. Here this afternoon, he's making his 24th start, his 3rd against the Twins. His 2nd here at Progressive Field. His first start was in Puerto Rico in Game 1, where he beat Jake Odorizzi and the Twins 6-1.
Indians out in the field have a change in center field. Leonis Martin being put on the disabled list. Greg Allen called up for the 5th time this year, and they put him right away into center field. Brantley in left, Cabrera in right. And the standard infield with Ramirez, Lindor, Kipnis, and Alonso, and Roberto Perez back behind the plate. And Allen's gone back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
And one more time, back and forth.
Martin put on the 10-day disabled list with a non-baseball condition. How did they describe it? An irritable digestive system, something like that, which was odd because I did not see him have the press box chili a couple nights ago.
I did. I
know
can
you
account.
did.
That could cause for some issues.
Here's Forsythe. Down and away, ball one. Forsythe's done really well since coming to the Twins. His first chance in the leadoff spot, 9 hits and 21 at bats.
Yeah, a couple doubles with those 9 hits, and he's driven in 3 runs.
And a strike on the outside corner.
And that's what we'll see here this afternoon. A lot of strikes from these 2 guys. They don't walk a lot of guys. They attack the strike zone.
Kluber coming off one of his better games of the year, facing the Twins for the 3rd time.
He shut out the Angels in his last start here.
Just outside 2-1.
A 3-hit shutout in a 3-0 win over the Angels.
Up the middle, and Forsythe gets another hit. We've seen him use the whole field, and he gets a single up the middle to lead off the 1st inning. And that'll bring up Eddie Rosario.
Well, Kluber's had some very good games against the Twins. He's also had some games where he has struggled a little bit against the Twins. He pitched against the Twins here back on June 15th, and the Twins ended up beating him that day 6-3. He gave up 4 runs on a couple home runs. In the 1st inning, it was Eddie Rosario who hit a home run, and then in the 4th inning, Brian Dozier hit a 2-run home run off of him. Kluber's given up 20 home runs.
Here is Rosario. Missing inside, ball 1. Kluber pitching to a Twins lineup that included, for most of the season, Dozier and Escobar. A Twins lineup that this year has scored 500 runs. Barrios will be pitching to a Cleveland lineup that has scored 577 runs in the same amount of games. Hooked foul into the net. And so the Cleveland lineup obviously much more potent.
If you have not seen Kluber pitch before, fastball 90 to 96 miles an hour, has a little cutter, very sharp slider. He'll mix in a curveball and a changeup. 3-time All-Star. He made the All-Star team this year. Did not pitch. He got an injection in his right knee prior to the All-Star game, so unable to pitch in the All-Star game.
Going upstairs, getting a swinging strike 2, 1-2.
And both these pitchers here this afternoon are strikeout pitchers. Kluber 9th in the American League with 146 strikeouts. Barrios 8th with 148 strikeouts.
1-2 with Forsythe at first. Lifted foul, it'll reach the seats. And Rosario has enjoyed hitting against Cleveland again this year.
Well, you know what, in yesterday's interview, I think it was pre-game, but Eddie Rosario saying that, you know, they're good pitchers over here. I like that competition, and he's responded very nicely throughout his career.
Now 1-2 count with Kluber on the mound. And he went upstairs again at 93. Got Rosario to swing and miss. 1 away. That'll bring up Polanco.
Now, we showed you the numbers of Kluber here at Progressive Field this year. 8-3 high fastball. You can see Rosario couldn't lay off of that high cheese. Kluber in 10 starts in day games this year, not only here but also on the road. He's 8-0 with a 1.66 ERA. So very tough in day games.
Chop to the right side. Forsythe waited for the ground ball to come through. He's forced at second base. And Polanco reaches on a fielder's choice.
And Kipnis, a veteran second baseman right there. I think he saw that you know, Logan had to slow down, and they got the force out. The leading lady at second base for the second out.
That'll bring up Sano with a man aboard. Sano certainly has shown signs of progress, but he's got a tough assignment here, and he has not had much success at all against Kluber. Just 2 for 19 with 9 strikeouts. again, a good last week and a half for Miguel Sano, getting the average up to 217. 2 extra base hits last night, a double and a home run, and I hope I paraphrase Paul Molitor correctly in describing what Sano how he has adjusted. He's going up there and not sitting on a breaking ball, but at least reacting to it so much better that he's done a lot of damage with the off-speed stuff. And the hope is it's just a matter of time before he starts turning around some fastballs too.
It just doesn't look like he's as jumpy, you know.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good term, because a lot of times early in the season we've seen him. He was ready to swing no matter where the ball was. He was swinging the bat.
But trying to catch up to a fastball.
Yeah. Now he's a little more patient, it looks like, at home plate.
1-1 here. High and tight, and Polanco is thrown out at second base. And the Twins may take a look at it. And Barrios not taking the mound yet. The Twins contemplating a challenge, but there will be no challenge, and we will the playoffs as American League Central champions. They've put it together in the second half. They typically do that, play much better ball in the second half. Here's the Menards batting order for the final game of this 4-game series. Familiar names and faces by now: Lindor, Brantley, Ramirez, Encarnacion, Alonso, Cabrera, Kipnis, Perez, and Greg Allen filling out the lineup.
And today's starting pitcher stats are brought to you by Home Furniture and Jose Barrios. Like Kluber, making his 24th start of the year and his 3rd against the Indians. Showed you in the open, pitches very well here at Progressive Field, and only 2 starts, but got to start somewhere.
Barrios' first fastball at the belt for a called strike 1 to Lindor. Brantley and Ramirez will follow. Up and away.
Barrios, good fastball, hard, big, sweeping breaking ball, and a changeup. In his 3rd season with the Twins, just 24 years old.
Deep down the right field line toward the pole, but foul. Not too far from where his walk-off home run was hit last night. 1-2. I was surprised to find out that was just the Indians' 3rd walk-off win of the year. We've seen so many highlights over the years. It seemed like every 3rd or 4th game they'd have a walk-off win, but that was just number 3 on the year this year. 1-2 to Lindor. To right. And Kepler leaps and tracks it down on the warning track. Another nice running catch by Max Kepler.
Yeah, we saw a couple in last night's ball game. Kepler having to go to right center to make a nice catch. He made one down the line. This one here got a good read, good jump.
And Lindor, of course, childhood buddy of Barrios, trots by him, and Barrios says, "Ha, gotcha." Hit a 2-iron to the warning track, but his right fielder caught it. 1 down, and now Brantley. Back in the middle of April in San Juan, Berríos gave up just 3 hits over 7 innings, wasn't involved in the decision. That was the 16-inning game. Ryan Lamar walked off the Indians. And then on June 1st, one of the few games where Berríos has given up some runs but still won the ball game. The Indians touched him for 4 earned runs over 6 innings. Edwin Encarnacion had a 2-run home run, but Berríos still picked up the win.
Yeah, worked into the 7th inning. This is a good hitting ball club, though. You're looking at the Indians as a ball club hitting .258. Only the Red Sox have a higher team batting average.
2-1 to Brantley. That's what one of many things that was frustrating about the ball game last night. Twins made a whole bunch of mistakes, but the Indians just had 2 runs going to the bottom of the 9th.
Berríos good control, 2.2 walks per 9 innings. See what he throws here on 3-1.
Belt high strike to fill the count.
Yeah, 2 pitchers here today. Kluber, the best in the American League at 1.2 walks per 9, and Berríos at 2.2. So these guys, both these starters, very stingy. No free passes, but there is one.
A 1-out walk to Brantley, and that'll get Ramirez to the plate. Northland Ford defense for the Twins with Jake Cave out there in center field again. Johnny Field in left. Max Kepler in right. Adrianza in third with Sano swinging over to first base, and Polanco and Forsythe up the middle. Bobby Wilson behind the plate. Sano getting the start at first base in place of Logan Morrison, who's been struggling again, and in place, of course, of Joe Mauer. Here is Ramirez. Check swing and a called strike.
Look at those numbers right there. 33 home runs, 83 driven in. JD Martinez ahead of him in home runs.
Popped up short center field. Going out is Polanco. Cave coming in, and he makes the catch for out number 2.
Let's take a look at our Pizza Ranch for the win. Again, the hype on these 2 starters, Kluber and Berríos. Well, these in today's version of a starter, they're inning eaters. Both these guys averaging almost 7 innings a start. Kluber a little bit more than Berríos. And that's what you're looking for. Give me 7 good innings if you can. And both these guys have done that.
Cleanup batter Encarnacion. We mentioned earlier this year he hit a home run against Berríos.
Yeah, the days of a complete game is kind of in the past.
Chopper foul.
Yeah, with the pitch count and everything else that accompanies that. Berríos and Kluber both lead the American League with 2 complete games. Paxton of Seattle also with 2, and Carrasco with Indians with 2. So 4 guys with 2 complete games.
You know, the pitch count is the measuring stick, but you know, another way to look at it is teams are reluctant now to have a pitcher face a hitter for the 4th time, and in some cases even the 3rd time. You've got to have stuff to be able to get pitcher or hitters out a 3rd, maybe a 4th time. Lob to first. And I go back to a conversation I had with Tony Oliva a couple of years ago. I asked him who his toughest pitcher to face was, and I don't even remember who he said, but I said, what about Catfish Hunter, Denny McClain, guys like that, Jim Palmer? He said, oh, I love those guys because I knew they were going to be out there for my 4th at bat, and by then I had them. I knew I'd have a good at bat against them, having seen them 3 times prior, and that's kind of what we've seen develop in the game here in recent years. Teams are a little more savvy to that, and even if you've got a really good pitcher out there, the hitter sometimes feels more confident the 4th time than the 1st time.
But you're talking about a time that complete games meant something,
right?
You know, and bullpens were maybe 4 or 5 deep.
Swung on and missed. 1-2.
And now they're 8 deep.
And of course, still with the 25-man roster, the career pinch hitter, he doesn't exist anymore. Well, the Twins had some really good pinch hitters and players who were limited in what they did out on the field. Randy Bush, Chip Hale, but teams can't carry those anymore. The bench players you have left have to be versatile. 1-2.
And again, the reasoning for that are 1 or 2 more relievers added to that bullpen, which cuts the hands and the opportunities for the manager to make changes and have that Mike Easler or, was it Jose Mota for the Dodgers? I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
The Mota,
right.
One of the best.
Rusty Staub was one of the best of all time.
Right.
2-2 to Encarnacion. 17th pitch of the inning, and a few flips to first as well.
Well, Indians like to run. They have 89 stolen bases. They've been caught 22 times. The 89 stolen bases tied with the Boston Red Sox in stolen bases in the American League. And Brantley has 8 of those.
Nice stop by Wilson. To put that in some perspective, that's 51 more steals than the Twins have. Twins tried for the 39th stolen base in the top half of this inning, but Polanco was thrown out.
The Twins with 38. They've been caught 15 times.
Full count. Sano continuing to hold Brantley. Brantley goes, and a weak swing by Encarnacion. Scoreless top of the first, and now a scoreless bottom of the first. Taking a fastball up and in. He did this to an off-speed pitch.
Yeah, from Cody Allen right there. And that tied the game at 2 apiece. And the bottom of the ninth was ugly for the Twins as Lindor hit the 3-run home run.
And now strike 1 to Sano. Sano was at the plate when Polanco was thrown out trying to steal. Kepler and Adrianza will follow here in the second. Breaking ball, and Sano loses his helmet. 0-2.
That throw out of Polanco against Kluber on the mound. He has yet to give up a stolen base when he's been on that mound. So 0 for 5 are teams trying to steal a base against Kluber this year.
Right off the end of the bat. Even though he got thrown out, I kind of like what we have seen over the last couple of weeks from this Twins team. They need to be better at it, but they've been running the bases more aggressively, and you don't want to get picked off like Garver did last night at second base, but I think Paul Molitor envisions this team being a much better, more aggressive base running team as it evolves. 1-2 to Sano. Just up and away, 2-2. Kluber has made 9 prior starts against American League Central teams, and the Twins are the only one to beat him. He's 8-1 against Central Division teams, and the Twins handed him his lone defeat. And now 3-2.
Oh, we talked about the inning eaters in the Pizza Ranch full key for the win. Kluber has 19 quality starts in the 23 starts he's had so far this year. 15 times he's pitched 7 innings or more. 2 complete games, 1 shutout. You saw the hit chart for Sano. Defense, infield, pretty much straight away, like you would normally play a hitter. Outfield actually playing pretty shallow.
The 3-2 pitch coming to Sano, leading off the Twins' second inning. Chopper, and Ramirez cuts across bare hands and throws wildly into the camera well. So Sano should get credit for an infield hit and should go to second base on a throwing error.
Yeah, Ramirez, you mentioned the other night, has made only 4 errors this year. Here he bare hands it. And maybe didn't get a good grip on that baseball and then threw it on the infield side toward home plate. So a high chopper right there. Ramirez comes in. Good throw. Probably gets him, but we'll see how they rule it.
A hit and an error. And that'll bring Kepler to the plate. And Audra worried about foul balls all the time. And here Ramirez nearly drilled her. Kepler in the same spot he was in the middle of the ball game last night. Runner at second, nobody out. He popped up on the first pitch last night, and he takes strike 1.
Yeah, he needs a better at bat right here. Try to advance Sano over.
Kepler had the average into the 240s, but now it's back to 234. There's another pop up, but it's a foul ball, and it'll be back in the seats. Kepler just 2 for 10 against Kluber, but one of the 2 a home run. He's not struck out against Kepler.
Well, these are the situations right here, Dick. You know, you got 2 good pitchers on the mound. You got to do the little things to try to win and score first. And right here, Kepler, this is a big at bat. Try to get Sano over, and maybe with a base hit.
Kluber has never struck out Kepler, but now he's got him 0-2. Off the plate. Time called at the plate.
Well, Kluber, a lot of times they'll use that hard breaking ball down and into left-handed hitters, and they'll swing over the top. See how Perez calls Kluber and what he wants to throw right here. Watch Perez move late. Away.
And outside again, 2-2. Foul into the Twins dugout. Still 2-2.
And that was that little cutter down and in. Kepler able to foul off. Kluber won the Cy Young Award last year when he went 18-4 in 29 starts, a 2.25 ERA, and then he won his first one in 2014. when he won 18 ball games in 34 starts. 2.44 ERA.
Check swing foul.
Good at bat so far for Max Kepler.
And another 2-2 to the Twins right fielder. Driven to left center field, and Sano setting up for a possible tag. He'll just bluff with Allen throwing on a couple of hops to third. One down. Fairly well hit ball, but to the wrong side of the diamond.
Yeah, Allen getting called up. He can play all three outfield positions. Very quick of foot. Got a good jump right there as that ball was headed toward left center. So Sano has to stay at second base.
And now Adrianza will bat, getting a start here. Pinch hitting appearance last night and getting the start at third base. Adrianza 1 for 2 against Kluber. Outside ball one. This will be pitch number 30 for Kluber. Only retired 3 batters so far. Tap foul. The division races are a little top heavy. The Red Sox have a 9-game lead. The Indians have a 10-game lead. The Astros have a 5-game lead, and they have done that, you could say, because of the top-heavy starting rotations that they have. This Cleveland rotation is really, really good. Boston's got a good one, and of course, Houston has a great rotation as well. Yankees have a good pitching staff, but their bullpen, I think it's fair to say, is more reliable than their starting rotation is. Oakland's got a good pitching staff. Seattle's faded back because they have not pitched as well. 2-1 to Adrianza. Two and two. Team ERA is not the perfect measuring stick for a staff, but the Indians are 5th in the league and the Twins are 10th. Twins trying to take advantage of the infield hit and error that put Sano at second to start the inning. Two and two to Adrianza. Foul back. Audra touched on it in the pregame show. It's odd that this Twins team that has been challenged, the lineup has, to produce runs on a consistent basis, seems to have their most competitive at bats against the league's best pitchers.
The Twins have fouled some pitches off. Kepler had a long at bat. Adrianza's fouled off a couple pitches. Pitch number 34 coming toward home plate for Kluber, who's averaged about 14 pitches per inning over his starts.
Another foul, and Adrianza's hanging tough, and he'll force pitch number 35.
Yes, Sano saw 8 pitches. Kepler saw 7. So far, 6 of them to Adrianza here. They're making Kluber work.
And now 3 and 2 when the Twins beat Kluber back in the middle of June. Indians pulled him after the 5th inning when he had thrown just 65 pitches. They said everything was fine, but you mentioned the knee issues that he's had. You tend to think that maybe there was something amiss that night.
Well, it's the right knee also, and that's kind of the driving force of utilizing off that rubber.
Sharply hit. Nice backhanded pickup by Kipnis. Sano to third, but now there are two gone.
Yeah, Adrianza hit it sharply. Kipnis going to his left makes a nice play. Excuse me, his right.
And that'll bring up Jake Cave with Sano at third. Cave standing in against Kluber for the first time. Strike on the outside corner. Down and in. 1-1. Only twice in his last 8 starts has Kluber hit triple digits in pitches thrown. Kipnis has an easy play. The Twins strand Sano. No score after an inning and a half.
Lifted off his shoulders. He said he's been pleased with his progress over the last couple years. He feels good. So he said today the focus is to just, again, not try too hard because he doesn't want to do any undo any of the progress that he's made. Paul Molitor went with Logan Forsythe in the leadoff spot, saying he's been impressed with the intensity he has and how he attacks a game. His at-bats have been solid, and he likes how he's able to use the whole field. Robbie Grossman has increased his physical activity the last few days. He hit off the tee yesterday, and he's going to join the team in Detroit because the concert makes it hard to run, guys.
Yonder Alonso tees off his 20th of the year, and the Indians score first, 1-0.
Yeah, Alonso came into that bat 0 for 6 against Berrios, but looked like he got a fastball and makes it a 1-0 ball game. Well, the Indians are 160th home run of the year as a ball club. Wilson wanting that ball inside, left out over the plate, and Alonso extending nicely and hitting it about 8 to 10 rows up. Okay, 5 rows.
That'll bring up Melky Cabrera. Outside ball 1.
18th home run that Berrios has allowed.
And breaking ball over. I've compared Berrios' breaking ball to Kluber, but as they say, the only thing I know about a breaking ball is I couldn't hit one. So what I want you to do is compare Berrios' breaking ball. He just threw one a couple pitches ago to Cabrera, and then we'll line up Kluber's breaking ball, and you can pick apart the differences.
Well, there's not that much different. Kluber's a little tighter. He's got a tight, almost like a slider, and Berrios has more of a roundhouse, hard breaking ball. I wouldn't call his a curveball to where it goes from 12 to 6 like a drop. It would be more of a big sweeping breaking ball, and then not really a slider. So in between, kind of the one he struck out Encarnacion on. I thought that was a good hard breaking ball that kind of went more east to west than it did north to south.
Stands to reason McCullers would have the most strikeouts on breaking balls, because I think 4 out of every 5 pitches he throws are breaking balls.
See, I threw a lot of curveballs in situations like Cabrera, and I mentioned it when Kluber was on there, and I believe that Kepler was up. You want to throw that breaking ball down the heart of the plate and then dip down and in to a left-handed hitter. Get a lot of strikeouts that way, just like that. But right there, Cabrera just got a piece of it. Why? Because left-handers like that ball down. They want it down there where they can drive it. So if you can get underneath that swing, that's what Wilson was trying to get him to do. But credit Cabrera fouling it off. Here's a changeup right here.
In the dirt. Cabrera lays off, and now it's 3-2. Berrios walked Brantley in the first inning.
Well, Berrios done a real good job this year against left-handed hitters. Opponent came into this ballgame hitting only .217 off of them. Left-handers only .204. That's one of the best in the American League. And Kluber just a little bit ahead of him against left-handers.
Fastball missed, and Cabrera takes a walk.
Second walk for Berrios.
Kipnis will bat with a man aboard. It was a fastball, and StatCast AI, powered by AWS, gives you the particulars.
Well, you missed your location. That happens. And someone that gave up a lot of them, I know. So just left the ball up. Alonso took care of it. And it's a 1-0 Indians lead. So you regroup and hopefully get a ground ball right here off the bat of Kipnis.
Fastball burns the outside corner. And we've seen the fastball at 92, 93. I think there was 194 in the first inning. It's 92, but up and away, 1-1.
Kipnis only 2 hits in 14 at bats against Berrios.
Swing and a miss at it. Fastball upstairs.
We talked about Berrios' success here at Progressive Field. Overall, he's making his 7th career start against the Indians. 3 wins, 2 losses, 2 of them coming here.
Another fastball off the plate.
Got 4 fastballs in this at bat so far.
Down and in. 2-2.
Both pitchers using a lot of pitches here the first couple innings. Kluber came into the ballgame averaging just over 14 pitches per inning. Berrios just over 15 pitches per inning.
This is the 4th full count already for Berrios. He's only faced 7 batters. And he missed. 3rd walk of the ball game.
And Wilson's going to go out and talk to him.
Mentioned that Kluber's had a good mark against the American League Central. So too has Jose Barrios 7-0 with a really good ERA, including a couple of, well, one really good start against the Indians. The other one was so-so, but he got the win.
Marvin Alston also out with Wilson. If you're going to use a mound visit, might as well be the pitching coach along with your catcher. Try to get him back in the strike zone.
Barrios had a good start against the Royals his last time out. Struggled against the Red Sox, issuing 3 walks. Walked 3 in his last start against Kansas City, but gave up just 5 hits and 2 runs over 7 innings. Here is Perez. Might be in a bunting situation. Sano and Adrianza are in on the grass. Well, Adrianza now backing up to the dirt. Now comes back in.
Yeah, Perez has 3 sacrifices on the season.
There is a good bunt, and Barrios will make the play to first. Sacrifice advancing. Both Cabrera and Kipnis went away.
Well, those are the little things that you know, Perez asked to do. He was able to lay it down, make that third baseman come in instead of his Barrios that went over to get it, lay out, and he'll get high five from his manager and all the players. So a good bunt, advancing both runners.
And now Allen will bat with 2 men in scoring position. Adrianza in on the grass. With Cabrera, his best running days are behind him, and now Sano creeps in a little bit too in the event of a squeeze play. Strike on the outside corner. Rio struck out Encarnacion in the first. Now we have to bear down and get Allen on strikes or a pop-up.
Allen kind of a slap hitter. You mentioned earlier, up for the 5th time this year.
Fouled off a leg. 0-2. The 39th pitch for Barrios. Breaking ball, missing low.
Allen has struck out 36 times in 147 plate appearances or at bats.
That breaking ball got him. 2 down.
Big strikeout. Both these pitchers here today. They can pick up strikeouts when need be. Second strikeout for Barrios came in at the right time. Runners at second and third, 1 out. So he went back to that breaking ball. Good, that more north to south than east to west. So good tight spin on that breaking ball. Gets a big strikeout.
And a big at bat with Lindor at the plate. He lined out to Kepler and made a really nice running catch on the warning track in the first inning. And the childhood buddies matching up again here in a key spot, even though this is just the second inning. Nice catch by Wilson. A fastball has cut the right-handed batter's box in half.
Lindor 3 hits and 15 at bats against Barrios.
Ooh.
Yep. Nice reaction by Bobby Wilson.
One and 0. This is where, of course, you've got a base open, but this is where the top-heavy Cleveland lineup really makes a pitcher work, because you got to try to get this guy. You're not making life any easier if you pitch to Brantley with the bases loaded. Out in front of a 93-mile-per-hour fastball. Swing and a miss, 1-1.
Wilson sitting inside.
Base hit right field. Cabrera scores. Kipton is coming around. And the ball cut off by Sano. And now they'll get Lindor in a rundown. And an early throw and a high throw from Sano. And Lindor gets to second base on a throwing error. So Lindor got the hit to make it 3-0, and then the Twins made another mistake in the field.
I've seen some sloppy plays on rundowns this year. Right there, line drive, ball down. It's it over the head of Forsythe. But then right here, as that ball is cut off, Sano will show it right there. See, Polanco's got to run him back. Now look at, I mean, they're playing catch with a runner 20 feet away from each other.
Right. So 3-0, and now Brantley will bat. Error, of course, charged to Sano. Outside, ball one. Now look, based on our replay, that was a 95-mile-per-hour fastball for Barrios, down and away. And Lindor just reached across and hooked it into right field. That was the hardest fastball Barrios has thrown. 45th pitch, and it's 2-0. 3 walks, and 2 of them have come around to score here in the second inning. Foul. Fourth start of the year for Barrios, and it's off to a rocky start. We're seeing more of that now too, and while the Twins have not executed pickoff plays very well, they're a little more conscious of throwing around to the bases, both of the pitchers and the catchers.
Well, that's a timing play with Barrios, the shortstop, and the catcher right there, Bobby Wilson, giving him signs for that.
2-1 to Brantley. Ball hit on the ground to Sano. He'll gobble it up and go to the bag. Alonso with a home run and a couple of walks come around to score, and the Indians take a 3-0 lead. Casino. The best stories start here. And by Wisconsin Dells, the water park capital of the world. Both starting pitchers, frankly, have struggled, but Berrios has struggled more. He's given up 3 runs, and it'll be Johnny Field leading off the third against Corey Kluber. Swearing to bunt and taking high, ball 1.
Well, they always say when you have a good pitcher out there, you want to get to him early. Don't let them get into a good groove. And Kluber, one of those guys. Yeah, last couple innings, not the Corey Kluber you see normally, but he does have that 3-0 lead now.
And he's thrown 41 pitches, having retired just 5 batters. Field, Wilson, and Forsythe in the third. Field lifts it foul into the seats.
See that breaking ball right there, that's a tighter but not as big a breaking ball as Berrios.
Field lifts it to right. Playable for Cabrera. 1 down. And that'll bring up Bobby Wilson. Berrios hopes to achieve what Kluber has achieved. But of the two, of course, Berrios much more animated. Kluber's nickname is Klubai. Never shows any expression on the mound at all. Fastball down the middle. Executes.
Well, when you say that right there, I think of Brad Radke right away.
Yeah.
Brad was that way. Yeah, Wilson's never faced Kluber.
A couple of fastballs and a couple of strikes.
Again, averaging 1.2 walks. He's almost like an artist out there, almost a Greg Maddux type as far as hitting his spots.
Chop to the right side. Alonso. Glove to Kluber. 2 down. Stretch it out on the grass at Target Field for Yoga Night, presented by United Healthcare. Wednesday, September 5th. Participants will receive a Twins branded yoga mat, Twins game tickets, and an on-field yoga class. Reserve your spot today at twinsbaseball.com/yoga. 2 down, and now 5 in a row set down by Kluber. Twins got a leadoff hit in the first and a leadoff hit in the second. Forsythe got the leadoff hit in the first and then was forced at second base.
Yeah, good start as a Twin. 10 hits and 22 at bats. Logan.
Outside, ball 1. And now 2-0. Twins figure eventually Nick Gordon will figure some things out at AAA and be a middle infielder on the big league club. But Gordon struggling, hitting about 200 for the Red Wings since his promotion. 3-0. With Rosario on deck. And a strike that covers the inside corner. Rosario hoping for a chance with a man aboard here in the third.
It'll be another fastball. Got in
center field, and Allen has it measured and makes the catch. 6 in a row sit down by Kluber, and the Indians with a 3-0 lead.
But you look what he's been able to accomplish. Almost a 300 hitter from both sides of the plate. 33 home runs, he's driven in 83. Uses a whole field.
He's got a chance to do something that's only been done twice in Major League history. Ty Cobb did it in 1909 in the American League. Chuck Klein did it in 1932 for the Phillies. And that is lead your league in home runs and stolen bases.
Yeah, 1932 was the last person to do it. That was Chuck Klein, as you mentioned. 38 home runs, 20 stolen bases. When Ty Cobb did it in 1909, he had 9 home runs, led the league with 9 home runs and 76 stolen bases, all spike high.
3-0 now, and Barrios is just having a terrible time throwing strikes. He's walked 4 of the first 12 batters.
Yeah, first time this year, Barrios is, oh, excuse me, second time he did it against the Cubs. He walked 4 in a ball game. See the strike to ball ratio, 50-50. That's not good.
I saw that from Kyle Gibson the other day here. He just wasn't able to deliver his normal high strike percentage. Here is Encarnacion. Missing again, ball 1.
And Wilson going to use another mound visit. This is his second.
Irvin Alston looking on, hoping that Barrios can give the Twins some length here. Usually not an issue for him. You can count on him going 6, 7 innings. 8 once, 9 a couple of times this year. This Indian team, when you look up and down the lineup, a lot of these guys, almost all of them, have been around for a while. And the ones who haven't been around for 5, 6 years have caught on quickly how to grind out at bats. Just think of that, though. I mean, there have been some great 5-tool players in the game. Willie Mays, Hank Aaron, Mickey Mantle,
Mike Trout.
Mike Trout.
You can almost say Bryce Harper also.
Ramirez has a chance to do something that's only been done once before in the American League, and that was 109 years ago. There's a strike over the inside corner. It would take a collapse at this point for the Indians not to get into postseason play. 13 games above 500. Of course, they'd be able to sit out the wild card game as a division champion and might very well know who they're going to play in the first round of the playoffs. The team with the best record, very likely the Boston Red Sox at this point. They would have to wait and see who the wild card game would result in advancing. High and tight again. Another full count.
Well, he struck out Encarnacion on a 3-2 breaking ball. That was to end the first inning. So going fastballs in, curveballs away. Wilson sitting middle in.
Runner goes and the pitch hit to the hole. Nice pickoff and a flip to first. Good play. by Polanco, going to his left and throwing from the outfield grass. One down. Let's go to Audra Martin.
Guys, it's time for our Built For Baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. The Cardinals are still in the wild card conversation, thanks in large part to Matt Carpenter. Last night in Miami, crushing his second go-ahead home run in as many nights. He has 5 homers in his last 6 games, and he now leads the National League with 31 on the season. Also setting a career high with 27 consecutive games on base, guys.
Yeah, the Cardinals in the National League in the wild card picture because the National League is a little more balanced than the American League. Runner at second, one down. Here's Alonso, homer to right field his first time up. It's been a disappointing year for the Twins, but if you took what they did last year, finishing with 85 wins, the way things look now in the American League, they might still be 10 games out of a wild card spot. I mean, you've got the Yankees who are on pace to win over 100 ball games. Oakland, the way they're playing, they may win 100 ball games and finish in second place. It might take 95 or more to get into the wild card game in the American League side. Check swing. No swing. 1-1. '60th pitch coming up for Barrios. With 1 out here in the 3rd inning. Check swing. That time he went. Wilson with a nice block. 1-2.
'18 and 29 in the second, 13 so far here in the third. Let's see if they go back to that breaking ball down and in. Alonso hit a fastball out over the plate for the home run in the 2nd inning.
Breaking ball down and in, taken for ball 2.
Laid off of that one. Yeah, Barrios just not as sharp here this afternoon. Fastball, can kind of tell by the way the catcher sits. Wilson, will move away, outer half of the plate, the ball will be in. Even on Alonso, he wanted that fastball in, and Barrios left it out over the plate.
Just in the 3rd inning, a couple times now we've seen Barrios, who's very active and animated out on the mound. He's been blowing on his fingers a lot. Another full count. 62 pitches and only half of them strikes. Cabrera on deck.
Good breaking ball.
Got him. 2 down.
They went back to that 3-2 breaking ball, picks up his 3rd strikeout. Want to keep your club in the game. Good breaking ball. There's that breaking ball I was talking about. Left-handers see it, they think they can hit it, and they swing over the top of it.
And rather than more side to side, that one had some tilt to it.
Right.
Here's Cabrera, walked and scored his first time up. Took off to second, and a better throw would have had him. And Barrios pats his chest. That's on me. They have tried that a couple of times tonight, and that time they had him. If the pickoff throw itself would have been better.
Yeah, last inning, Lindor at second base. And right here, get the guy sleeping a little bit, which Ramirez was, but to throw a little bit on the second base side.
So he's had poor control toward home plate and toward second base. That ball nearly hit Cabrera. Strike 1. So sure that Barrios hasn't thrown his best 2 breaking balls on his last 2 pitches. One breaking ball after another. Can't seemingly control the fastball, so go to plan B. Strikes to Cabrera. Another breaking ball, and somehow Cabrera fouled that pitch down and in over his own dugout.
Now Cabrera, 33 years old, out of the Dominican Republic. The Indians are his 7th different major league team to play for. Last year started with the White Sox, ended up with the Royals. It's kind of a protection swing there.
I think he made contact. The ball would have hit his back foot. Another 2-strike pitch. No fastball. Flip foul. Cabrera just called up a couple weeks ago. Talked about the veteran outfielders that the Indians have, with Martin now on the disabled list, but Rajai Davis, Cabrera. 0-2 from Barrios. Another breaking ball, and Forsythe to Sano to end the inning. Leadoff walk is left aboard. 3-0 Cleveland.
Bottom of the second, Alonso hitting a home run, his 20th of the year. A couple walks after that by Barrios, a sacrifice bunt, and then a 2-run single by Lindor made it a 3-0 ball game. And that's where we're at.
And Rosario will lead off the Twins' 4th against Kluber.
Kluber's retired 6 straight Twin hitters.
First pitch pulled on the ground, and Alonso fires to Kluber. Nice play by Alonso to get to the ball, and Kluber was right there pouncing off the mound, 1 away.
Boy, you like first basemen that will go into the hole to their right to make the play. As a pitcher, you get over there, exactly what Kluber did. So Alonso going way to his right. Makes a nice play, and then turning and flipping, and there's Kluber for the 3-1 putout.
1 pitch, 1 out in the 4th. Here is Polanco. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 1st. Ended up being thrown out trying to steal 2nd. Outside, ball 1. 1-1. Down the line and a foul ball. Twins come into the game 53-60. And last year, after 13 games, they were 57-56. So 4 games poorer than they were a year ago. Of course, they played so well from this point forward in August and through September. Actually, more so in August and September. They finished September with a 14-14 mark, but they had a really good last week and a half. 2-2 to Polanco. Call third strike. 2 away.
Hey, missed with the prior fastball in. Polanco can't believe it. And Kluber getting a strikeout. Just his second.
Replay brought to you by Dodge.
See Perez sitting inside. And it clipped the box. Adrian Johnson, home plate umpire, said yes, it did.
Here is Sano, an infield hit. He went to second on an error charge to Ramirez. Strike 1. An infield hit, but for Sano, just his third in 20 at bats against Corey Kluber. And now 0-2.
Pitch number 60 coming toward Sano.
Right on the outside corner. And the Twins go down 1-2-3 again. 9 in a row set down by Corey Kluber.
Everything, a 2-run blast to straightaway center, patting the Braves lead, and then the bottom of the frame, he's doing his part again, leaping over the center field wall to take away a home run for Matt Adams. He's the 5th player this season to hit a home run and rob one in the same game, but he's the first to do it in the same inning, guys.
What a year for the Braves. My goodness, who thought that they would be just a half game out of first to the Phillies of all people in the National League East.
Yeah, everybody thought the Nationals would run away with that, but not happening.
Nationals 58-56. 2-1 now to Kipnis. Barrios pitching to the bottom third of the Cleveland lineup. Kipnis, Perez, and Allen. And the strikes when they've come, either called or swinging, have been on the breaking ball. He just doesn't seem to have any command at all of his fastball. 2-2. Another breaking ball. There were probably games when you threw 140 or more pitches, but let's say with 100 pitches, what would be the most number of curveballs you would have thrown? What percentage? Just a guess. No one.
I'm going to guess 40%.
Really?
Yeah.
I think Rios right now is in a mode where like 2 out of every 3 pitches seem to be the breaking ball. Fastball fouled away.
There were times, you know, if a hitter is having trouble with a curveball, I'm going to keep feeding him that curveball until he shows me that he can hit it. Another curveball.
Missing outside. That's another full count.
Wilson tried to frame that a little bit. So he wanted it down and in, and Wilson had to catch it on the outer half of the plate.
And that one misses, and it's another walk.
Well, season high 5 walks in a ball game for Barrios.
Last 2 innings, he's issued leadoff walks.
It's only the 3rd time in his young career he's walked 5 in a game. That's a career high.
He has faced 16 batters, and 7 of them have run the count full. Here's Perez, laid down a sacrifice that eventually led to 2 Cleveland runs when Lindor lined a single. Up and in with a fastball.
Now, Barrios has had 9 double plays turned behind him this year, making his 24th start. And Kipnis one of those guys you have to make him stop. He'll take that walking lead and take off. The pitcher doesn't make him stop. 4 stolen bases in 5 attempts.
High fly to deep center field. Cave is there for the out. That'll get us to Greg Allen. You can join the Twins season ticket holder family today and get the best seats at the best price and be instantly enrolled in our Sweet Spot benefits and rewards program. Benefits include a 10% discount on food, beverage, and merchandise, early entry on select dates to watch Twins batting practice, and a lot more. Visit twinsbaseball.com/season tickets and you'll learn more. Greg Allen went down swinging, a big strikeout, or so we thought at the time, because it looked like Barrios was going to strand a couple of runners, but then Lindor hit his single and runs 2 and 3 scored, and that's where we stand. And there's a fastball in a well located spot on the outside corner, strike 1. Each team with just 2 hits. But the Indians have a leadoff home run and a 2-out 2-run single. This ball missed the inside corner, 1-1.
Wilson sitting inside, watch him frame it. Pretty good pitch. Not called.
Swing, but he went 1-2. When we have the electronic strike zone, how would you prefer? Because it's going to happen in our lifetime. How would you prefer strikes to be alerting those in attendance and on TV? Would you prefer a ping, a green light, both?
I don't prefer it at all. Hope it'll never come to that.
Why?
Because you have a human being behind the plate calling balls and strikes. They're not perfect, but that's the way the game has always been played. Well, are you going to do it at first and second too, and let the umpires, let some computer say whether he's out or safe?
We're already reviewing plays there at first base and second and third.
I say leave the game alone.
Got a chance to improve it. 1 and 2.
What if they took a poll of the fans, what the fans would think of that?
I'm guessing, and I don't know,
strike zone.
but I'm guessing most fans would be in favor of it, rather than having miscalled strike zones. What you're saying, yeah, they're human beings, and almost by definition, then they're going to make mistakes.
Right.
Well, if you can eliminate that,
but I guarantee you, you look at most of the umpires throughout the season. You take how they do behind home plate. I guarantee you, they are right 97–98% of the time.
On balls and strikes?
Yes.
The base hit to left, and Kipnis will go to second.
That ball left up right there. So third hit of the ball game.
That'll bring up Lindor, and there are 2 men on base again.
We talked about Ramirez having a great year. Lindor having an awesome year. He's hit 29 home runs. He's driven in 71, and he has scored 99 times. Not bad for a leadoff hitter.
Well, it might be a case, and Twins fans are aware of it. Back in 1965, Zoilo Versalles, the shortstop, won the league MVP because of the position he played. Tony Oliva was second, and he was a right fielder, of course. Here is Lindor. There's some other really good candidates. Mookie Betts.
Yeah. J.D. Martinez.
Best player in the game is Mike Trout, and he's been hurt, but the Angels don't appear to be going anyplace at 500. 1-0 to Lindor. Now, how do you stand on the term most valuable player? Should the winner of that award be from a winning team?
No, I don't believe it has to be.
Okay.
I think it should be an everyday player, not a pitcher, because a pitcher has the Cy Young Award.
1-1 to Lindor. To right field, and Kepler makes a one-hop catch. And another batter who walked will have scored. Lindor to second, and he's worn out Barrios here, hitting the ball hard 3 times. Kipnis from second makes it a 4-0 Cleveland lead.
Lindor will be credited with a double, even though he stopped a little bit around first because the throw was headed back toward the infield. So a breaking ball left out over the plate. And Lindor hooking it into the corner. Kepler playing the one-hop and then getting it back in.
1 out, 2 men in scoring position. Brantley at the plate, and the infield comes in. Some activity in the Twins bullpen. Gabriel Moya getting loose. And another trip to the mound here. It's just been a struggle. Not so much in the first inning. Barrios, what did he throw? 16–17 pitches in the first inning with the walk. But from the get-go, second pitch of the second inning, and Alonso clubbed it for a home run. Then 2 walks followed that. And he's just been out of whack.
Yeah, a lot of times you'll see a lot of energy from Barrios, and I just haven't seen that here this afternoon. Yeah, that base hit by Lindor, driving in another run. He now has 47 multi-hit games. That's the most in the American League.
74 runs batted in, and we're comparing to the 1965 season. It might be that the Indians have the first and second place finisher in the MVP balloting. Infield in. Brantley at the plate. He's got a walk and a ground out. Ball 1. 88 pitches. 48 strikes. 4 hits. 5 walks, at least 1 in every inning.
Yeah, this is a very unusual start for Barrios.
Strike called with a fastball.
Jose has walked 5 batters, 3 of them scored.
Side 2-1. There's Boyum. He's warmed up, ready to come in. 2-1 to Brantley. Now 2-2. His strikeout pitches has always been the breaking ball, particularly today when the fastball command hasn't been there.
This guy's a tough guy to strike out, and he just did.
With the breaking ball.
Yep. Brantley striking out only for the 38th time in 408 plate appearances. So a big strikeout right there for Berrios. His 4th of the ball game. There's that breaking ball again. That Brantley, as good a hitter as he is, he thinks he can make contact with that and swings through it.
Ramirez with a fly ball to center and a leadoff walk in the 3rd.
And they're going to go ahead and intentionally walk Ramirez to bring up Encarnacion to load the bases.
Albeit an intentional walk with the 6th one issued by Berrios, and so now Encarnacion might be a little more selective, knowing that Berrios has no margin for error and he's had a tough time throwing strikes. It's already 4-0, and Encarnacion has a chance to break the game wide open. Ball 1. Check swing, and Encarnacion says, "Go ahead, check. I dare you. Check." 2-0.
As a pitcher, you're flirting in danger zone right here to a very powerful hitter in a fastball count.
Fastball line foul. There have been a few starts like this for Berrios. His 2nd start of the year against Seattle, 5 earned runs, 4 2/3 innings. In New York against the Yankees, 5 earned runs, 4 innings. Against the Angels, 5 earned runs, 5 1/3.
Growing pains.
Driven to the corner, but hooking foul. And that's why when we started the broadcast today, it's worth a reminder, I think, for Twins fans, as brilliant as Berrios has been at times this year, this is his first full year in the big leagues.
Yeah, making his 63rd start, 28 wins, 23 losses, 14 game winner last year. Came into this ball game 11 wins.
We'd like to have seen Berrios pitch toe-to-toe against Kluber today, but that obviously did not happen. 2-2. Trying to get out of the inning, but the game's still in reach. And he got him with a breaking ball, a foul tip, and Berrios manages the inning, but the Indians still get another run. Pepsi fans of the game hoping that the Twins can get this game turned around. The problem is, well, there are a number of them, but one of them, the guy on the mound with a lead like this, generally doesn't give the other team a chance to breathe. And Kepler leading off the 5th against Corey Kluber. And strike one. Kluber may have been a bit erratic with his control in the first couple innings, but boy, he's found it.
Well, I mentioned earlier, usually the good pitchers, you have to get them early before they settle in. And he struck out the last 2 batters, 3 in a ball game, no walks. Typical Kluber outing.
Pitches up 1-1.
You know, he does well too, and I've noticed the different speeds of the fastball. You know, he'll go 89, he'll go 93, pump it up a little bit, take a little off. That looked like a changeup right there. He just left up, but it's hit foul. See, 94 to 79.
1-2. We're trying to get aboard here in the 5th.
What that means, every pitch isn't like it's the last pitch you're going to throw.
This one drilled to the gap in left center. Allen chasing it, making a diving attempt, but he doesn't get there. And Kepler will come around second and hold up there. Great effort by Allen and nearly a spectacular catch.
And he came out of nowhere. That ball looked like that Brantley maybe had a better shot at it than Allen, but Allen came flying across and dove for it. Looked like he had it in his glove. Maybe it fell out when he made contact with the turf, but he leaps right here. Yeah, it's in his glove. And you can see the twist of the wrist and the glove. Great effort right there. He had it, and it just popped out. It'll be a double for Kepler, but a great effort by Allen.
Kepler hit one to the gap his first time up, and Allen was able to track it down, making a catch on the line drive. This one, a double, and now Adrianza will bat. Outside, ball 1.
Well, you get back into the ball game by doing little things. Remember the infield single of Sano in the 2nd inning. The error by Ramirez got Sano to second base, nobody out, and they didn't advance him.
Foul back. Adrianza had a ground ball to second. That advanced Sano from second to third, but that was the second out.
That was the second out. You know, at bats like Adrianza right here, try to find a way to get Kepler over to third. It's a 4-0 ball game. Yeah, he's not a home run hitter, so do the little things.
That's hit well to left center field. Brantley running away from third base will make the catch, and now the throw to third is not in time. And Kepler does advance 90 feet on the out. We'll bring up Cave. Cancer seems to impact everyone in Twins territory. Join us August 14th. Show your support for cancer awareness. Supporters purchasing tickets through the special theme night ticket package will receive a Twins cancer awareness hat. Color of the Twins logo on the front of the hat corresponds to the color associated with the most prevalent cancers seen throughout Twins territory. To learn more and join the Twins in their effort to strike out cancer, visit twinsbaseball.com/cancer awareness. 4-0 lead, so the Indians will play the infield back, and Cave's job is to get the Twins on the board here.
Well, do exactly what he did in his first at bat. Hopefully be rewarded with a base hit, but remember he made a attempt for a base hit, but Kipnis made a nice backhanded play to get him at second base. Now, if Kepler, it's hindsight, but if Kepler had been able to advance Sano, Cave, since he hit that ball to deep second, would have been able to pick up an RBI, and it'd be a 4-1 ball game right now.
In Kepler's case, once it got to 2 strikes, he's trying not to strike out, and ended up hitting the ball pretty hard, but failed to advance the runner.
Right. But again, you want to get back to your winning ways. Good ball clubs find a way to advance that runner.
2 strikes to Cave. Trying to put the ball in play somewhere. Checked his swing, 1-2. Kepler, by the way, 12 at bats now against Kluber, and Kluber hasn't struck him out yet. He's having some competitive at bats against the best right-hander in the league right now. Apologies to Mr. Verlander, Cole, so on and so forth.
Sale.
That's a blast to center field, and going back is Allen, still going back, and he'll make the catch. Gabe will get the run batted in, and Kepler will come home. It's a 4-1 ball game.
Adrianza hitting that ball deep enough to advance Kepler to third, and Cave picking up his 21st RBI. That's how you manufacture a run.
In that field. Fly ball to right his first time up. Moya continues to toss in the Twins bullpen. I think there's a pretty good bet he'll take over in the 5th inning. For Barrios, strike one. After the game, win or lose, the Twins will go to Detroit, take on a lineup that's really scuffling to score runs. And missing 2 and 1. So far, that might be the end of the line for Barrios.
Yeah, 97 pitches. I'm assuming that he will not come back out. No, 6 walks, 5. One of those intentional.
2-2 to field.
Moya still throwing in the bullpen.
And line foul. Twins come back here in a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, I guess. The end of the month. Twins are back here for 3 games, the last 3 games of the season series. Night game on the 28th, night game on the 29th, and a day game on the 30th. And Field strikes out to end the inning. Kepler gets a leadoff double, comes around to score, and it's 4-1. All your home improvement needs. And by Dodge. Join the brotherhood of muscle at the Dodge Summer Clearance event and get a great deal. Beautiful day in Cleveland. And the Indians have a 4-1 lead as we go to the 5th, and Jose Barrios is done after one of his shorter starts of the year. And he'll be relieved by Gabriel Moya in the 5th.
Yeah, Moya worked here on Tuesday night. He worked a shutout inning, did give up a hit and a walk through 23 pitches, making his 14th relief appearance. Moya in his 3rd stint with the Twins, recalled on July 28th. Started the season with the Twins. Spent some time down in Rochester.
Barrios' shortest start this year, 3 innings against the Reds at home. And his next start will be, one would think, next Wednesday at home against Pittsburgh. So the bullpen will try to keep this within reach. Alonso will lead off the bottom of the 5th. Alonso, Cabrera, and Kipnis in the Cleveland 5th inning. Fastball's high.
Well, you mentioned it the other night, Dick, with Moya now one of the 2 lefties out there. You know, with Zach Duke now getting traded over to Seattle, it kind of opens the door for an opportunity for this young 23-year-old.
Down the middle, a strike.
Moya, good fastball. He's got a very good changeup, slurve type breaking ball. Made his major league debut last September for the Twins. Ended up pitching in 7 games, all in relief.
Little pop up hit weakly to Sano. Makes the catch, 1 away. On Friday, August 17th, join your friends in the Rose Garden at Target Field. Cheer on the Twins and Eddie Rosario as they take on the Tigers. You can purchase your tickets through this special ticket package and get a Rosie's Rose Garden t-shirt with your ticket. Visit twinsbaseball.com/Rose Garden to get yours today. Must have had a similar promotion here recently, sometime in the last few years, for Trevor Bauer as I walked out of the ballpark last night, even though he didn't pitch last night. A lot of Cleveland t-shirts, and on the back it said Bauer outage, which kind of clever. I mean, it's the job of Bauer is to get outs, right, as a pitcher. 1-0. And out in front, 1-1.
Good changeup right there. Cabrera, switch hitter, now is a right-handed hitter.
Cabrera walked and scored in the 2nd, and then hit a ground ball to Forsythe in the 3rd. Pulled foul. He's trying to maintain the edge in the season series. Right now it's 8-7 Minnesota. 3 games at the end of August. The balance of the season series. Check swing, foul.
He came up and in on Cabrera right there. He hit the knob of the bat. Swinging that arm around. Gabriel Moya.
That hits Moya. He recovers and throws him out. Nice play. I'm not sure where it hit him. A painful out, but an out. 2nd of the inning.
It looked like it hit him in the hip right there and deflected. Not too far away. Yep.
Two down, and now Jason Kipnis, who has walked twice and scored twice. Kipnis just 2 for 14 against Barrios, and Barrios walked him twice.
Well, I think we saw, Jose just did not have his best stuff. And that's one thing Paul Molitor said going into the ball game, with who his mound opponent is and Kluber, got to bring your best stuff. He didn't have it.
Swing and a miss, 0-2. Fastball's up high. And it tops out for Moya right about where it was there, 90 miles per hour. But with all the distraction his delivery presents a hitter, it can seem a little faster than that.
I like how he kind of throws his glove up and then almost like puts it into that belt area, almost like jamming it in there. Swing of the arm. It's Kimbrel that holds his right arm up when he takes the sign in Boston. Just missed away.
3 years ago, the great closer for the Giants, Rod Beck, would swing his arm like a pendulum.
Swing the arm, get the sign that he wants, and then come up. Come on, Bobby. There we go. Bring it up. Bring it up a little bit. There you go. Lock it in.
Kipnis draws his third walk. And it'll bring up Roberto Perez. Perez with a sacrifice bunt and led to a couple of runs in the second and a fly ball to center in the fourth. On the outside corner, strike. And a topper foul, 0-2. Fastball at 90 and it ate Perez up. A scoreless bottom of the fifth for Gabriel Moya.
Umpire Bruce Dreckman felt something in his ear, so he decided to get some help from a Yankees trainer, and after some digging around, they pulled a live moth right on his ear. The thing was still flapping its wings and everything, flew away. Believe it or not, I talked to Twins head trainer Tony Leo today. He's actually had to pull a couple bugs out of players' ears in the minor leagues over the course of his career. I asked everybody in this Twins clubhouse. Nobody's had that issue pop up, but they do say that there are some issues with bugs here at this ballpark. Those little midges, like those gnat type things. Trevor May actually had to pitch through a game with a couple of those stuck in his eyeballs, guys.
That's unbelievable, isn't it?
I saw the video and I thought, well, it's like a scene from the sequel to Silence of the Lambs or something, you know? Down and away, it's 2-0 to Wilson. There was a pretty big bug to crawl inside somebody's ear. Bruce Dreckman, the umpire, was able to laugh about it afterwards. 2-0. Wilson with a liner to left, and the Twins get the leadoff man on here in the 6th. 2-0 pitch, and Wilson's aboard. 80 pitches for Kluber, and with the Twins getting the leadoff man on, we mentioned just a couple of times in his last 10 starts has he thrown 100 or more pitches. I'd like to think he can string some at bats together here and make sure that he doesn't throw any pitches in the 7th.
Well, hits are even now at 4 apiece.
There's Forsythe, single to start the ball game, and then later hit a fly ball to center. Strike one. Mechanically, this is from up here. Somebody who doesn't know much about pitching, but it just looks like mechanically the delivery is the same every time, and then the variety of pitches that come out of the same arm slot. Ball line to right, Cabrera drifts back, makes the catch, a well hit ball for the first out.
Well, that's your goal as a pitcher, to have that same release point no matter what you're going to throw.
So you're standing in the batter's box 60 feet away, and you're trying to pick up some sort of a clue to look for a particular pitch in a particular spot, and you can't do it.
He's got a pretty simple windup too, nothing over his head. He just kind of semi works kind of almost out of the stretch position like he is right now with a runner on.
Rosario struck out in the first, chased a couple of high fastballs, and then he grounded out in the first pitch he saw in the 4th. Up, ball 1.
Kluber making his 22nd career start against the Twins. He has 9 wins, 6 losses against the Twins. A couple complete games, 3.36 ERA coming into this ball game.
Swung on and missed 1-1. Twins need a jolt here. They got a run in the 5th. They got a runner on. Kluber has given up some home runs this year.
This is the right guy up too.
Yeah.
Except Kluber against left-handed hitters this year, opponents are hitting only .201 off him. He's given up 11 home runs of his 20 to the left-handed hitters.
And he's just swinging all over the place. Yep.
He struck out on a high fastball about shoulder height in his first at bat, and then watch where this pitch is. Just hit his back foot. And Rosario swung.
1-2. And Kluber would even throw Rosario a strike based on the pitches Eddie's been swinging at here today. There's a high fly to right. And Cabrera goes back to the warning track, to the wall, drops the ball. Wilson was retreating back to first. He'll only gain second base. And Rosario nearly made it a 1-run ball game, and Cabrera nearly made a catch.
Yeah, right at that 375 mark. It was a high fly ball. Cabrera had plenty of time to get back. And right there, leaped, had it hit the heel of his glove, bounces out. And there much Wilson can do, maybe go halfway, but you see, as long as Rosario doesn't pass him, Wilson scoots to second base.
Rosario will get a single out of it. Wilson to second, and now the tying run at the plate in Polanco. Polanco reached in a fielder's choice and was called out on strikes in the fourth. Side ball one. One out, two on, and behind Polanco is Sano. A drive to right field and deep, way back and gone. Tie ball game. Polanco's first of the year, and it is 4 apiece.
Boy, it came at the right time. Jorge Polanco makes it a 4-4 ball game. He had 13 home runs last year. Looks like a breaking ball stayed up. Polanco hitting it into the first or second row, a line drive home run.
That is a jolt.
Ball left, little cut fastball, great swing, and a big 3-run home run.
4 apiece, 1 out, and Sano at the plate. Single and a strikeout against Kluber here this afternoon. Breaking ball, strike one. Off the plate.
Yeah, it looks like Oliver Perez starting to loosen up.
And the first pitch for Kluber. Sano lifts it foul. It'll reach the seats 1 and 2. Polanco's not going to hit any tape measure shots, but this one was 382 feet with 2 men aboard.
Just enough.
1 and 2 to Sano. 2 and 2. Oliver Perez might be warming up to come in to face Kepler. Half swing.
Good take.
And now 3 and 2. Down the middle, a strike, and Sano flips the bat. He thought it was high.
I think he thought it was more outside than where it was. Sure didn't look high. He said, that's twice he rung me up.
2 down. Molitor coming out to make sure that Sano gets to the dugout to play first base.
It's fastball away.
Yeah, it was outside. Here is Kepler. Hit the ball hard twice against Kluber here this afternoon. And now has faced him 12 times, and Kluber has yet to strike him out. It was a leadoff double in the 5th from Kepler that eventually got the Twins on the board first. Foul, and now it's 0-2, and he'll need a new bat. Kepler lined out to Allen in the 2nd, and then Allen nearly took a double away in the 5th with a diving attempt. Barrios, despite his struggles, has been taken off the hook here thanks to the 3-run home run. Kepler takes high, fastball. 2-2.
Tried to go repeat that fastball inside and missed again. Back-to-back fastballs in to Kepler.
And finally Kepler strikes out against Kluber, and he slams his bat down. Had some good at bats against Kluber, but you don't see Max show much frustration. Polanco showed elation after his 3-run home run to tie the game. Aboard, and we are tied at 4. Greg Allen will lead off the bottom of the 6th against Gabriel Moya, and then Lindor and Brantley.
Yeah, Moya starting his second inning of relief. Just one walk last inning. Other than that, a strikeout.
And a first pitch strike. Allen slashed a single to left his last time up. Missing inside, 1-1. All's quiet in the Twins bullpen right now. Moya presumably will be asked to pitch through the Allen at bat and into Lindor, Brantley, Ramirez, however many come to the plate here. Now outside 2-1. Have issued 7 walks, yet find themselves in a tie game. On the ground to Polanco, to Sano, 1 away. That'll bring up Lindor, who's got bragging rights against his buddy Barrios after 3 really good at bats today.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's a tough out. He really is. Both sides of the plate here tonight. Fastball, he's at 95 miles an hour, 2-run single. That gave an early 3-0 lead. Then an RBI double. Made it 4-0, but the Twins kept fighting back and tied it.
Not that it makes a whole lot of difference, but at least Moya on the mound makes Lindor switch sides at the plate.
Yeah, where he's hitting only 373.
You know, that's what makes this tandem. You know, Brantley is a great professional hitter, but Lindor, Ramirez are both very productive from both sides of the plate. 1-0. And now a strike. Lindor left-handed, came into the game hitting .271, right-handed .373. Ramirez .282 right-handed, .304 left-handed. 1-1. And up a little bit, 2-1. Ball hit right to the shift, right where Forsythe was standing. And to Sano, 2 down. Bring up Brantley. If you're game for a little excitement, head to foxsportsnorth.com. Submit a photo and message for the opportunity to be featured in the Minnesota Lottery Winner's Circle. During the broadcast, receive $100 in scratch tickets. The Minnesota Lottery, every day is game day. 2 gone, and now Brantley, a walk, a ground out, and a strikeout. Fouled away. Moya 1 out away from giving the Twins a couple of big innings of middle inning relief here. Ball hit to Forsythe, and from right field he throws him out. Gabriel Moya with 2 hitless innings of relief, and we're still tied at 4.
First 4 runs went to the Indians. It was Alonso putting the Indians on the board with a solo home run in the second. Lindor driving in a couple runs, made it a 3-0 lead, and Lindor added another RBI in the 4th. But then here come the Twins, and with a couple runners on, Jorge Polanco hitting his first home run, a big 3-run home run that tied the game at 4 apiece. And Corey Kluber out there for his 7th inning of work at 99 pitches.
Adrianza cave and field in the 7th. Mentioned at the start of the 6th inning that if the Twins could run off the pitch count, they might guarantee that Kluber would not pitch the 7th. They not only did that, but they scored 3 runs. But there he is to start the 7th inning. Adrianza pulls it foul behind Jeff Smith, 1-1. Which isn't to suggest he's going to finish the inning. Neil Ramirez and Oliver Perez are warmed up. On the outside corner, 1-2, 3 starts ago, Kluber against the Yankees threw 114 pitches in 7 1/3 innings.
Yeah, mostly throwing 116. That against Seattle here back in late April.
1-2 to Adrianza. And outside 2-2.
Well, Kluber, one of those guys, you know, he's going to be right in the top 5 in innings pitched this year. Right now, with the 6 innings pitched, 160 innings, he just passed his teammate Trevor Bauer for most innings pitched in the American League.
Off the end of the bat, foul.
Justin Verlander right there.
Talked about this before. Last year in the major leagues, there were 8 pitchers who pitched 200 or more innings. 8. Called third strike. And Adrianza's rung up for the first out of the 7th.
And strikeout number 7 for Kluber. He only had.
And now somebody's been tossed. And Adrian Johnson just threw somebody out.
I think James Rowson, the hitting coach.
Not the most demonstrative gesture, but someone has been ejected out of the Twins dugout, and it is James Rowson. It is the 4th called third strike.
Adrian Johnson. Yep.
And the pitch was up. Sano didn't like strike 3 in the 6th, and now Adrianza at least stayed in the game, and now Cave on 2 hops, quickly retired by Alonso. 2 down. And that'll bring up Johnny Field. So not the manager, but the hitting coach has been ejected. Sano's been called out twice. Polanco once. Adrianza once. The problem is if the pitches aren't strikes, you got a guy on the mound who doesn't need any help, and that's the frustration in the Twins dugout. Kluber's good enough to be successful within the strike zone. The pitch up and in. 1-1. Field with a fly to right and a strikeout. Swinging. 2-1. Pitch number 110. 2-2.
Even that ball looked like it was a bit outside, but you know what? When you hit your glove, you know, little cut fastball right here.
That would not have pinged in my electronic strike zone. A ball lashed to center. Allen coming in, and it'll drop. Get off the end of the bat, and Field is aboard with a 2-out single. And Bobby Wilson will come to the plate. We'll see if the Twins try to move Field to second base.
Well, Field right there. His first hit as a Twin. That was his 5th at bat. With a protective glove on. Field has some speed right off the end of the bat, hitting it softly into center field.
Wilson takes strike 1. It was Wilson who started the 3-run 6th with a soft line drive single to left. Rattles out of the glove of Perez. 1-1.
You're thinking of Field running. He had 4 stolen bases in 4 attempts with the Rays in the minor leagues. 83 steals in the minor league, 6 minor league seasons. So he does have some speed. Pretty good jump lead at first base.
Foul back by Wilson. On the team because Robbie Grossman's on the disabled list, but it might be that Robbie will join the team in Detroit to ramp up his baseball activity. Can't really do much at Target Field these days because of another concert this weekend. 1-2 to Wilson. Gets back to the bag. Which is up 2-2. Wilson trying to extend the inning. And if he does so, finally get Kluber out of the ball game with the pitch count up to 115. Forsythe, the on deck hitter. All back.
Well, Kluber, you can see second inning 26. Other than that, 116. At times a season high in pitches thrown.
2-2 to Wilson. A drive to left, but Brantley is there. And Kluber completes 7 with a season high 117 pitches thrown.
Umpire versus computer calling balls and strikes thing, and earlier Bert suggested that we poll the fans, so I did just that. I took to my Twitter page and I asked fans to weigh in. As of right now, I'm up to 379 votes, and guys, it's right now 61% in favor of letting the umpires do their job. I'm going to keep the poll up for a while. I'll keep it up until tomorrow, and I'll give you guys the official update during tomorrow's game.
Thank you very much. I'm surprised it's only 61%. I would think 80% would want to leave it the way it is.
And you want a few more innings like the 6th and the 7th, I'm still going to win by game's end.
Don't judge it on a couple calls or 4 or 5.
Here's Ramirez.
How about Moya going out there for the 3rd time? He's done a great job. No hits allowed, a strikeout, a walk. He's faced 7 batters, retired 6 of them.
Twins have won just one of the first 3 games of this series, but in the game they won, they shut down the Indian lineup with left-hander after left-hander. First it was Mejia, then Moya, then Rogers, and then the Indians crawled back into the game once the Twins went to a right-hander. And so this game here will follow, at least on the bullpen side, similar pattern. It looks like Rogers is going to be the next guy out of the pen. 1-1 to Ramirez. 2-1.
I'll make a little note on Kluber. That's his 17th time. Now he went 7 innings. It's 17th time in 24 starts that he has worked 7 or more innings. That to me is a workhorse in today's game.
When you've got that guy and you've got Carrasco and Bauer you can get by with just 7 relief pitchers, as the Indians have been getting by. 2-2 to Ramirez. Encarnacion will follow. A little hesitation there as Moya was breaking from the stretch. 2-2.
Must have been talking all of Perez down in the Indian bullpen. Perez does a good job of that. Lift that right leg up, hesitate a split second, might mess up the timing of the hitter.
Right off the end of the bat. Ramirez will have to get a new stick.
Good changeup right there.
Most hitters have a bat that's cupped at the end, so when you do hit it right off the end, that happens.
Good changeup, good location, down and away.
Nearly struck him out. Now 3-2. Only base runner that Moya's allowed, the Kipnis walk in the 5th inning. That came with 2 down, and Moya doesn't want to walk the leadoff man here in the 7th.
Yeah, Moya came over from the Arizona Diamondbacks last year for the John Ryan Murphy trade.
That's hit softly to Forsythe, who makes the catch. And I tell you what, Ramirez, as good as he's been, he didn't have very good swings against Moya at all. 1 down.
Changed speeds well in that whole at bat.
MLB.TV is now available at a lower price for $49.99. You can watch every out-of-market regular season game. Plus, get a free subscription for MLB At Bat Premium. Blackout, other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV and take advantage of this special offer. Here is Encarnacion. It'll pop up again. This time it is Sano who will call for it and catch it. And 2 dangerous right-handed batters have made very soft contact in Moya's 3rd inning of work. And that'll be it, with another left-hander, Alonso, coming up. Moya, certainly because of the changeup, has been more effective against right-handers than left-handers this year. He got some big ones out in his 2 2/3 inning.
Yeah, great job. Great job by Gabriel Moya.
And Taylor Rogers will pitch next against Alonso.
Kept the club in the game after the Twins tied it in the top of the 6th inning. A lot of balls that were put into play, just not the greatest swings, but Moya did his job, and now turn it over to Taylor Rogers. The numbers on Moya: 1 walk, 1 strikeout in 2 2/3 innings of relief. His longest relief outing in a 4-4 ball game. Taylor Rogers coming in for the 3rd straight game. In last night's ball game, he faced Alonso, the first hitter he faced in the 8th inning, and he struck him out on a good curveball, down and away.
Alonso, a weak pop-up, and it is Adrianza making the catch, and Rogers and Moya combine to cut through the 3, 4, and 5 batters without the ball getting out of the infield. Series, they've got brilliant relief work from Moya and then Rogers, and now the Indians turn to their left-handed relief ace, Brad Hand.
Brad Hand again coming over from the San Diego Padres, making his 9th relief appearance as an Indian. Last night he worked the 8th inning, 18 pitches, had a shutout inning, had a couple strikeouts against the Twins.
Top of the order, starting with Logan Forsythe, Eddie Rosario, and then Jorge Polanco. Forsythe takes low, ball 1. Now, the Twins bench consists of Mitch Garver and 2 left-handers that Terry Francona may want to leave on the bench. So in bringing Hand in here, he minimizes the chances of either Mauer or Morrison coming off the bench to hit for anybody. Forsythe, one hopper knocked down by Ramirez, picks it up and fires in time to get Forsythe one away.
Nice play by Ramirez right there, utilizing his body to knock it down.
One gone, and now that'll bring up Rosario. Key play of the game in the Twins comeback. Well, even take a look at the replay here. Certainly the home run by Polanco, the key swing of the bat, but right before that, Rosario hit a fly ball to right that should have been caught. Cabrera had the ball hit off the heel of his glove at the wall. It went for a single, and then Polanco hit his game-tying home run. Rosario rolls it foul way out in front of the off-speed pitch.
Yeah, if you remember that play, I mean, that ball was hit high, and Cabrera had plenty of time to go back. I don't know if he drifted on it, or if he kept going back, and then by the time he did leap, it hit the heel of his glove and bounced out.
One strike to Rosario. Foul back. Another off-speed pitch.
We see Brad Hand has a good big breaking ball. Calls it a slider, but it's almost between a slider, almost like a Barrios type breaking ball. Got a circle changeup. Fastball in the low 90s. He was a closer for the Padres the last couple years. Made the All-Star team the last 2 years in a Padre uniform. Then traded over here.
Down and away.
And 28 years old, born in Minneapolis. Graduated out of Chaska High School, where he was drafted by the Marlins.
1-2. Two and two.
Rosario saw 2 curveballs and the last 2 fastballs.
Driven deep down the right field line, near the pole, but foul. And Rosario got about halfway to first base, and then he saw it hook and slowed down considerably. With the barrel on it.
He's got tremendous hand strength. I'll tell you, that ball looked like it was up, and he just flipped it at the last second. Still hit it about 330 feet.
Another 2-2. Fastball got him. 2 down. And that'll bring up Polanco. Replay brought to you by Carrier.
A good fastball, outer half, 93 miles an hour.
Polanco, left-handed, hit the 3-run home run that tied the game at 4. Down and away, ball 1. Last year, Polanco hit a home run from each side of the plate. 5th Twin to do that. Out in front.
Yeah, Polanco's last home run, since this was the first one this year, came here in Cleveland back on September 27th against Cody Allen.
Both bullpens are quiet. Foul back.
Well, this off of Corey Kluber. Twins were down 4-1. Got a breaking ball up that kind of spun, and Polanco took advantage of a big 3-run home run to tie the game.
One and 2 to the Twin shortstop. In the dirt, swing and a miss, and Perez will just tag Polanco. I don't think he knew that Perez didn't catch it. It's a 1-2-3-8 for Brad Hand. First pitch strike and a fly ball off the bat of Cabrera. And Field is there for the catch and the first out. What made the dominance, the effectiveness at least, of the Twins' left-handed pitching the other night so surprising was the Indians generally hit left-handers better than right-handers, but they did nothing against Mejia, Moya, and Rogers. And since Barrios left in the 4th inning, they don't have a hit again here this afternoon.
You know what? You still have to make quality pitches, and that's what these left-handers have done. Moya did a great job. Taylor Rogers, so far so good. Good hard breaking ball right there. Get ahead in the count.
Kipnis has walked all 3 times today. And right-handed batting Roberto Perez is on deck. And another breaking ball and another strike. Addison Reed hasn't pitched in this series. He is warming up. He may come in to try to face Perez. And Kipnis strikes out.
All 3 curveballs. He took something off that curveball and broke a little bit slower and a little bigger. So great job by Taylor Rogers. Got the 3 outs that he was asked to get.
Moya got 8 outs. Rogers has gotten 3, and now he'll come out of the game. Nice outing by Rogers. And Reed will try to get Perez and get us to the 9th tie.
The Minnesota Twins, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins LLC.
Roberto Perez will hit against Addison Reed, making his first appearance of the series.
Yeah, Addison just making his 3rd appearance since coming off the disabled list. He had some right triceps tightness. Last worked against the Royals, 1 shutout inning on about 5 days ago. Reed basically fastball slider, 37 strikeouts, only 13 walks.
His 2 outings have been scoreless outings, a hit in each outing against the Indians on the 31st of July and the Royals on August 4th. 2 down, bases empty in a tie game. Pitches up, ball 1.
Looked like a changeup right there.
Fastball off the plate.
Right at you.
I was ready. Two and one.
I sure hope this glass above us is shatterproof.
Yeah, I guess I am too. I hope so too. Could be a mess in here.
Yes, boy.
2-1 to Perez, and a strike called 2-2.
Yeah, good fastball there. Well, Reed at 6'4", 230, does a good job of creating that angle straight over the top. Got the box.
Got him. Reed strikes out Perez, and we do go to the ninth, tied at 4. Here it'll give the Twins a lead.
Yeah, this against Cody Allen on a curveball, took it the other way. That made it a 2-2 ball game. Of course, Sano, his first home run last night since his recall, his 8th of the year. And he'll be first up to face Andrew Miller. Key to the bullpen for the Indians, I feel, is the health of this guy right here, Andrew Miller. He's nasty when he's healthy. He's been on a disabled list a couple times. Missed 72 games, making his 21st relief appearance.
He'll face the middle of the Twins lineup. Brandon Geyer is in right field for Melky Cabrera. And Sano, Kepler, and Adrianza will hit here in the ninth. Breaking ball over for a strike.
Yeah, Miller basically fastball slider.
Fastball in. 1-1. Sano with an infield hit and 2 called third strikes. It's foul, 1-2. Got another breaking ball and hit over the top of it, which is easy to do. Fastball off the plate, 95 miles per hour, 2-2. So fastballs off the plate and breaking balls in the strike zone. Three and 2. Kepler on deck.
See what Miller throws right here on a 3-2 pitch.
Bouncer left side, and Lindor flips on the run, so no retired, one away.
Yeah, good job by Lindor charging that ball. That ball bounces one more time it might be trouble. But the speedster Lindor catches it on a big hop.
And now Max Kepler. A line out to center, a double to left center, and then a swinging strikeout in the 6th. Big pop up left side. And Lindor on the outfield grass. Squeezes it 2 down. We'll bring up Adrianza. When you combine the most provocative man in sports with the most interesting man in sports, you get opinion that cuts through the hype. Catch Speak for Yourself. Colin Cowherd, Jason Whitlock. Weekdays at 4 p.m. Central, only on FS1. Well, Miller has only thrown 7 pitches. He's gotten 2 outs, and now he'll face Adrianza. Squaring to bunt, taking ball 1.
Adrianza, right-handed hitter, hitting .297. It's a sharp breaking ball that Miller features.
Seemingly disappears. Fernando Rodney just starting to get loose in the event the Twins can take a lead here with 2 down in the 9th inning. And now 1 for a called strike. 1 and 2. Walks have been the biggest issue for Miller, but he's looked good in this series. Fastball, a swing and a miss. And Adrianza spikes the helmet. And we go to the bottom of the 9th, tied. Tied at 4, bottom of the 9th inning. We were tied last night. Going to the bottom of the 9th, it'll be Allen, Lindor, and Brantley facing Reed here for the Indians. And there's a first pitch fastball on the outside corner.
Yeah, still got to take the bunt away from this speedster right here. Adrianza playing about even with the bag at third. Sano now backpedaling a little bit.
There's a single to right. And Allen's aboard with a leadoff hit.
Yeah, so Allen, who just got called up today when Martin was put on a disable, it picks up his 2nd hit. So the speedster at first base.
Last night, Lindor hit just the 3rd walk-off hit for the Indians this year, as the Twins suffered their 11th walk-off loss. And now he'll hit with Allen and his speed at first base. And then behind Lindor, of course, Brantley and Ramirez. Tough sledding for Addison Reed. Swung on and fouled.
Oh, one thing about Reed, he's pretty quick home as far as utilizing that slide step. Allen 6 for 6 in stolen base attempts at first base. Lindor asking for time.
Lindor has homered late in the last 2 ball games. An 8th inning solo home run 2 nights ago. The 9th inning walk off last night. There goes Allen. Wilson's throw on a bag, safe at second. Pretty good throw by Wilson. And Polanco looks in the Twins dugout. And we'll see if they challenge. Now, we've had mechanical problems here today. Hadn't really come up until now. If the Twins feel that they've got an opportunity here, there's a breakdown in communication, or at least there was at the start of the game. There's the hand on the bag, and somehow he was able to keep his hand on the bag. At any rate,
Allen went on first movement right here, slides to the outfield slot side, grabs the corner of the bag, and keeps his finger on the bag. So Allen 7 for 7 now at stolen base attempts.
1-1 to Lindor. To Sano to the bag. There's the out, and Allen's now at third.
And you know what? Down the line, Lindor's clapping at himself for doing exactly what he had to do, and that's to advance the runner.
We'll see.
He got jammed right there, but he did his job. Take a look right here. He gets jammed, and watch this right here. Clapping his hand. Yes, I moved the runner over from second to third.
Twins right now bringing the infield in. Looks like they're not going to walk Brantley. Brantley's had a tough time today. A walk, 2 groundouts, and a strikeout. They're opting to pitch to Brantley, and if they get him, maybe walk Ramirez. 1-0. Pick your poison, right?
He's facing a guy that, even though he doesn't have a hit today, he has hit very well here at Progressive Field in Michael Brantley.
The outfield in a little bit, but Allen's not going to even need much of a fly ball to win the ball game. 2-0 to Brantley. There's a strike on the outside corner. Base hit, and the Indians have back-to-back walk-off wins. Routine ground ball if the infield's back, but the Twins had to bring it in, and the Twins are walked off for the 12th time this year.
Well, again, you know what? Tough situation. Allen got that base hit. He stole second. Lindor did his job, and Brantley drives him in.
So fundamental baseball. After the leadoff single, you steal second, move the guy up, get him in, and just like that, the Indians have evened the season series with the Twins at 8 apiece. Tonight it was Brantley, and the Twins get 1 out of 4, Anthony, and will fly across the lake and start a new series tomorrow in Detroit.